Every day, the world hits fast and hard. Decisions come at you like a storm, emails flooding in, calls you didn't expect, fires to put out that someone else started. The noise feels endless, the pressure, crushing. It's tempting to just react, to grab the easiest answer, to move on without truly thinking. Because, hey, reacting is easier. It's automatic, unconscious, a switch that flips without asking permission. But stop for a moment. Ask yourself, are the choices being made steering the ship, or is the ship just drifting in the storm? Are moves being calculated and deliberate, shaping a future you control, or are they just responses? Knee jerk, desperate, safe, feeding a system designed to keep you small? This is the crux. Founders, investors, leaders, people at the edge who hold tremendous power, many get caught in this trap without realizing it. Life doesn't hit pause, it demands action. But if every move is a reaction, never a choice, it's like running on a treadmill that's burning out the soul while telling you you're winning. The harsh truth: reacting leads to exhaustion, to mediocrity disguised as survival, to missing the chance to create something extraordinary. And the worst part, it's invisible. The system sells the illusion of freedom, freedom to choose, but builds the cages tight enough you don't see the bars. Comfort rules, consensus hijacks, and the individual smolders in silence. Look inside that tension in your gut, that gnawing feeling that says, there's more, but not like this. That fire, the spark that got you onto this path, a path lit by a relentless hunger. Hunger to build, to disrupt, to lead a wave no one else even notices yet. The breakthrough doesn't come from more information, another headline advice, or the next how-to playbook everyone regurgitates. It comes from breaking your conditioned reaction, from ripping the script that's been handed to you since day one, and writing your own. This means every choice must stop being automatic. Every decision must become deliberate. First, recognize what reacting does to you. It weakens your power because it cedes control to whatever is loudest at the moment: fear, urgency, habit, or other people's agendas. The problem isn't the flood of decisions, it's that surrendering to reaction turns you into a passenger rather than the pilot. From this powerless place, strategy gets foggy, vision blurs, greatness slips away. Stress pile up because reacting is survival mode, and survival is short-term thinking packaged as a blessing. But real leaders, true founders, they don't survive. They thrive. They build legacies. So how do you flip the script? Here's the brutal, life-changing secret. Pause to choose. Not someday, not if you have time. Now, in the middle of chaos, just breathe and own the moment between stimulus and response. Sounds simple, but it's a muscle that's been left dormant under years of conditioning to do exactly the opposite. Train yourself to insert a heartbeat, a breath, a thought before every move. That tiny pause is the kingdom where sovereignty lives. In that space, you reclaim your mind, not as a tool to process distractions, but as the architect of your reality. Next, question. Everything relentlessly. The urge to react often disguises itself as common sense. But common sense is just the voice of the system trying to nudge you back into line. Reject consensus that doesn't fit the radical future you envision. Challenge the simplest assumption in your day-to-day. Why does this demand urgency? Who benefits if you jump now? What if doing nothing right now is the boldest decision? This kind of brutal self-interrogation sharpens your clarity and sharpens your freedom. Then, build decision rituals that anchor you. High performers don't leave their choices to chance or emotion. They create frameworks, filters that filter out noise and catch the signal. It can be as simple as a 5-second rule before answering a tough call, a daily review where everything you've reacted to is scrutinized, or a trusted accountability partner who asks the hard question, did you decide or just react? Over time, these rituals become a shield and a compass, turning the chaos of the unforeseen into a field where real movement grows. Realizing this, it becomes clear the system doesn't want people like you to pause. It relies on your constant reactivity to keep you spinning endlessly, stuck in the spinning hamster wheel of deadlines, shallow wins, superficial connections. But deep in this constant doing, real meaning fades. Creativity dies, vision blurs, relationships pixelate. If you resist this, if you train your mind to pause, to question, to choose, you start bending reality, not in some mystical way, but by weaving your intentions so tightly that your external world begins to reflect the fierce sovereignty inside you. Imagine the difference this makes for a founder. Every strategic move no longer a gamble in chaos, but a calculated strike toward a vision only they see. For an investor, it turns gut feelings driven by noise into measured war chests, aimed precisely at what will ripple through time. For a leader, it changes the way people follow, from being herded by reaction to being inspired by a deliberate charge. This is not about perfection, it's about power. Power reclaimed from distraction, fear, habit. Perhaps most important, this shift rewires how value and connection happen. The future isn't built by the loudest or the most comfortable. It's built by the rare few, those who burn hot but move with intention, the ones who don't just collect people but forge alliances, the ones who don't settle for mimicry but pioneer new realities. They are as misunderstood as they are essential. They need an infrastructure built for the exceptional, a network where alignment isn't convenience but revolution. When your decisions stop being reactions and start becoming deliberate, you become one of these rare builders, one of the few. And here's a truth that can't be ignored. Delaying this shift exacts a toll. Every moment spent reacting chips away at your unique fire. Every missed pause is a missed chance to redefine what's possible. It's no exaggeration to say this is a fork in the road. Path 1 is the predictable grind. Mediocre success, shallow comfort, internal dissonance. Path 2 is the raw, hard, exhilarating process of reclaiming your will and transforming everything you touch. The world may paint this as risky or lonely, but the real risk is in surrendering to automatic patterns, becoming another cog in the machine. The way forward lives in fierce patience, the paradox of moving powerfully by mastering stillness, transforming reality not by reacting to the spin of the world, but by aligning with a higher rhythm only you can set. This means choosing carefully who is allowed in your circle, who influences your decisions. Alignment trumps quantity. Burn with those who burn. Walk with those who don't just follow the path, but create it underneath their feet. Build a mesh of fierce connection, because this path is not meant to be walked alone or diluted by mass acceptance. Hold on to this. Sovereignty isn't solo, it's collective. When the few fully embody choice over reaction, this volcanic energy reshapes entire systems from the ground up. The rarest brilliance becomes contagious. The misunderstood find trust. The misaligned find direction. And in this net of chosen, deliberate decisions, a new future is born. Not the future mapped by tired parameters or yesterday's rules, but one where you, and those you dare to stand with, unleash what's truly next. This is not easy. It's not simple, but it is necessary. Not comfortable, but vital. No one said liberation would come wrapped in ease. It demands ruthlessness with your own mind, brutal honesty, and a fierce commitment to your own becoming. There is no pause button on transformation, only the intensifying call to rise, again and again, choosing power over submission, clarity over chaos, sovereignty over reaction. So if that fire inside you is still screaming, if you refuse to settle for a life mapped out by others, if you know deep down that your decisions should be your weapon, not your chains, then refuse to react. Do not fall into the comfort of automatic anymore. Start breathing into the pause. Question everything, even yourself. Build rituals that protect your freedom. Align fiercely with the rare few who move with you. Embrace patience as the fuel of greatness, because real freedom is not handed down. It's taken, it's demanded, it's lived. And it starts right now, in the space you create between stimulus and response, where your true power waits to be unleashed.